Hi guys, this is Squishy Bee. I just wanted to come on today and tell you about something crazy that I saw during a live press conference today. I don't know if anybody else caught this, but there was a coronavirus outbreak press conference that was with the CDC's Principal Deputy Director, Ann Shuchat. And towards the end of this conference, and it ended because of this, okay, there was a fairly brave Chinese journalist that stepped up and started talking, and what she says just blows my mind. And this probably will go over a lot of people's heads that, for one, couldn't understand her because she was struggling with her English and it was really hard to understand, and two, it was hard to hear her because there was a lot of people coughing and making a ruckus around her. But if you can take the time to listen closely to what this lady says, she's clearly being a whistleblower in a really creative way. Okay, I'm going to play this clip at the end, but first I wanted to just tell you ahead of time what to look for and what she's saying. All right, so she's saying that Jiang Mianheng, which is the son of Jiang Zemin, this guy is basically like the supervillain of China, okay? He is the one that was running the whole operation with the forced organ transplant harvesting that's been going on there. And for those of you who aren't familiar with this or didn't see the documentary I posted last week, okay, this is on the level of the Holocaust and Hitler level concentration camps. There have been people taken in China and put in these concentration camps, and they've been tortured and had medical experiments done on them and had their organs torn out without anesthesia, and then those organs are being sold to people on demand. This is why you can go to China and get an organ almost immediately if you need one. Okay, they're worth a lot of money. They're making a lot of money doing this. So this guy, though, this same guy that's been running that, is running the lab that is in question that this virus came from, that people are thinking was a bioweapon. This guy just happens to also be in charge of this lab. And you can hear in her conversation that she's saying that she's talking about the Christians and the Tibetans, and she says Catholics and the Falun Gong practitioners, and she talks about humanitarian violence. This is what she's talking about. She's talking about these camps that they're taking them in, and the fact that they have been doing medical experimentation, and then this guy is also connected to this lab. That's definitely suspicious. And also, what I found really interesting is she mentions Senator Tom Cotton, and this guy also was trying to say that this virus came from this lab and not from bats and the other nonsense that they're trying to say. And the reason why the World Health Organization has been fudging all the numbers and trying to cover up all this stuff is because they're also connected to this lab. All right, you can find all that information on the Wuhan Institute of Virology site, and I'll give you some links for this also, and links to these guys that she's talking about. And I'll put them in the description box below, so check that after you're done watching the video. Another thing that I found really interesting is that not too long ago, and this is probably connected to the fact that this virus just happened to pop up this past, month or so. Between 2017 and 2018, these two Chinese spies were in Canada, and they were stealing viruses from Canada. These specific ones were Ebola, Congo, Crimea hemorrhagic fever, and the Henipavirus. And, they were caught with these. So they know that they smuggled them out and that this went to the Wuhan virus laboratory in China. So who knows what else got taken, but China is forever, they can't come up with their own, original work. They have to constantly go and steal other people's work. And when they do their own stuff, it's always some evil, backward way of doing it, like stealing people's organs and experimenting on Christians and Falun Gong people. So, they need to get a new act. So anyway, another thing that I found interesting is that guess who else is connected to this same lab? It just gets better and better. George Bush has a son named Neil Bush, and Neil Bush is connected to this lab as well. And for anyone who doesn't already know this, the Bush family is like one of the most satanic, evil families out there. They pretend to be Christian and they pretend to be this and that, and it's just pretend. They're just the most satanic, evil people on the planet. There's several groups of these satanic people all over the place. This is just one of them, but if they're connected to something, best believe it's satanic and evil. These people also are the ones that are connected to this particular company, this chain across America that I've been trying desperately to warn people about, parents in particular, but I keep getting stopped and blocked at every turn. So I don't know how else to word this to you, but let's put it this way. The Bush family is connected to a chain that takes care of little people. So if you have any of your little people going to this chain that starts with a K and ends with care, get them out immediately. I don't care what you have to do. Do not let your little people go to this place, because some very evil and, creative psychological warfare is being used on little people when their little people minds are just developing. And it's satanic. And I would very much recommend that you do all in your power to stay home with little people, if at all possible, because this happens in multiple places that take care of little people. This is just one of the really big ones, and it's one that's connected to the Bush family. So anyway, I thought I would throw that in there for those who might not know, and I will let you watch this clip. And then I will be back when I find some more information. This is something I just stumbled onto and wanted to do quickly. And I'll update you more later when I have time to actually dig into this and figure out what's going on.
Thank you. This is from Sound of Hope Radio Network. My question is, from yesterday, the co-chair bipartisan commission on biotechnic, former Senator Joe Lieberman said, I heard that President Trump and President Xi has a Power One conversation, much of which was about coronavirus and how to better deal with it. And we heard from Secretary Pompeo's Twitter that U.S. has sent many supply of materials to Hubei, to China. And we also heard from Senate Tom Cotton that he doubts the coronavirus came from Chinese biotechnic library, which I read this is a report from CNN. I read the news from Epic Time yesterday that this kind of biotech library was controlled by Jiang Zemin, the new old CCP's leader Jiang Zemin's son. And we also know Jiang Zemin have got power from Tiananmen Massacre during 20 years, and so many human rights violations like the Christian, Tibetan, Catholic, Falun Gong practitioners has been persecuted by this Air Force Christian. Yeah, and we heard this was recontrolled by the new leader Xi Jinping. So, in your view, is this about change toward the effective containing to the virus? And in your view, what next step you suggest to be held to stop and kill the virus?
Yes, thank you. I think what I can say is that the U.S. is working closely with the World Health Organization and countries around the world, including China,